going on, everyone? Jordan King here from kingscornersports.com and the Kings Corner Sports Podcast. As I said, going live here to kind of celebrate the Badger win. Badgers knock off Iowa at Iowa in Iowa City. 17-9 was the final score. Iowa kind of tried to make it interesting there at the end. So I said submit some questions, comments. You can still do that in the video. I'll try to get to them during this. But Phil Anderson wants to know about. He asks about the. They showed on ESPN. They showed the Iowa hospital that they built on campus, the Children's Hospital, and he wanted to know what I thought about that. I think that's awesome. I mean, honestly, one of the coolest things that I've seen this college football season, with the top floor actually being like a press box type of thing, where they're going to actually get to have kids go and watch Iowa games and have the PA pumped straight in there. I think that's phenomenal. I mean, that's cool, and just a great story. I'm super happy that ESPN pointed that out. Sometimes they don't do that as much as I'd like, and they miss kind of these backstories. So that was cool. Super excited that they showed that. Brad Macco wanted to know about the kicking struggles. I mean, obviously Endicott is not what you'd consider automatic, although 4 for 4 coming into this game, but that was in his entire career, high school, college, everything. So, he was a kickoff specialist. I thought that would be the extent of what he would be, but it's good that this, late here in the game, that he could get one to go through and give him some confidence, because, it's got to be big here this next couple weeks here. Home to Nebraska, that's a huge game. Nebraska, number 8, I believe, in the country right now. Badgers sitting at 10. We'll see how that shifts this week. And that's a must-win, because if the Badgers lose that game, there's no chance of them getting to the Big Ten title game, because that would mean Nebraska would have to lose their remaining 4 games. Not likely. So must-win for the Badgers. And it's good because Endicott's going to play some big roles here coming down the stretch, especially if we do get to a Big Ten championship. But that's something, that the Badgers focus on too much and they rely on too much as their kicking game, because when it comes down to it in the Big Ten is too good of a conference to be kicking field goals. And I forget what the stats were here. I had them pulled up on my computer here. Let me check real quick. Against Ohio State, 1 touchdown, 3 field goals, and 5 trips to the red zone. That's not good enough. First half today, 1 touchdown, 1 field goal, 1 fumble at the goal line. That's not good enough. It's good enough to beat Iowa on a down year, but that's simply not good enough. Anthony Wright, yep, touchdowns. We need them for sure. And in the second half, we only were in the red zone twice. The second time was when we were trying to kill the clock out, so you're not going to pass in that situation. But, I'm not a fan of 2 quarterback systems. I think they're bad for the offense to get any kind of continuity or rhythm rolling. But if Hornibrook continues to struggle in the red zone, Bart Houston made 1 trip into the red zone and he cashed it in for a touchdown. And if that's going to be the production that we get from him, that might be something that Paul Chryst has to look at continuing doing. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see going forward. But, yeah, big game next weekend, home to Nebraska. And if they win that, they're obviously going to kind of be in the driver's seat. They need Ohio State to knock off Nebraska then, if that happens. I just think right now, if they can beat Nebraska, they're going to be sitting in a good situation, but they gotta continue to stay focused, because we all have seen the woes at traveling to Northwestern and Evanston. They've played awful there. And then obviously the last game of the season with Minnesota's going to give them everything that they can handle and more. So this is a big win, but it's certainly by no means a ticket to the Big Ten title game, like some people are seeming to suggest. Now, if they can get to the Big Ten title game, I think they can give both Michigan or Ohio State problems. But again, you got to start figuring it out on offense, figuring out how to, when you're in the red zone, you got to cash in. It's as simple as that. So it'll be interesting to see how they bounce back from this. But the defense looks phenomenal, and I mean, you get Beagle back. It's going to be nice when he finally gets a little more healthy. He didn't play a ton today. But Dooley's playing phenomenal. He played phenomenal in his absence, continues to play phenomenally. I'm hoping that Jack Sitchie isn't out for a long time, because for my money, he's the best offensive or defensive talent that we have. TJ Watt's playing awesome. His bull rush was phenomenal late in that game. And with this defense, anything is possible, because they continue to keep the offense in games, whether the offense is playing good or not. So that's going to be critical coming down the stretch here. So big win today at Iowa. Good to get a road win and back to Camp Randall. I know that place is going to be rocking next week. Probably, if Nebraska wins today like they should, another top 10 matchup for the Badgers. I mean, it's unbelievable. That'll be their fourth top 10 team that they play this season, and looking to go back to a winning record against good teams like that. I think they match up decently well with Nebraska. So thanks so much, everyone, for tuning in today. I appreciate it. You can check out my game report. I'm going to be posting that real shortly. I got most of it written during the game, so that'll be found at kingscornersports.com. Check it out. And then I believe by the end of the day, I don't know at what point overnight the t-shirts stop, the sales stop, but they will stop this evening at some point. So you can head over to teespring.com, teespring.com/kingscornersports, and pick up one of those. I'm super humbled by all the support that I've gotten for those. Thank you so much for that. So until we meet again, and especially you Badger fans, may the ball bounce your way.